Sweet Baby Inc. might be racking up another L, and this one might be its biggest yet. A new rumor claims that Warner Brothers Discovery is having internal discussions about shutting down Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League developer Rocksteady after its abysmal failure earlier this year. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is indeed a financial failure. During the company's first quarter earnings results webcast, Chief Financial Officer for Warner Brothers Discovery, Gunnar Wiedenfeld, said this: starting with studios, the $400 million plus year over year decline during quarter one was primarily due to the very tough comp we faced in games against the success of Hogwarts Legacy last year in the first quarter. In conjunction with the disappointing Suicide Squad release this past quarter, which we impaired, leading to a $200 million impact to EBITDA during the first quarter. So looks like a $200 million loss that Warner Brothers Discovery took on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We knew it was bad because Wiedenfeld had previously detailed during the company's fourth quarter 2023 earnings webcast. He said this year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our game's business up for a tough year-over-year comp in Q1. So complete and utter disaster for Rocksteady Studios and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We also know that this was reflected in the game's player base. You look at the Steam DB chart here that I just took this morning. You can see it did have a peak concurrent when it released at 13,459. However, the most recent 24-hour peak was just 286 players. We also have sales estimates that the game only sold between 127,600 and 259,600 on Steam. So absolute nightmare scenario for Warner Brothers Discovery and Rocksteady Studios and the success of this game. So we do have this new rumor. It comes from Vera Dark. She says this: Warner Brothers is internally talking about closing Rocksteady or having their 250 employees having their 250 employees after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's bomb. She went on and said this: I've heavily covered Warner Brothers games and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League since release because of what it represented for Warner Brothers games and a beloved franchise. When it was greenlit, we were seeing a giant scramble for studios to create live service games, and this one released too late. Plus, the content did not resonate with players. No, it did not. It was full of Sweet Baby Inc. DEI wokeness. Having Harley Quinn murder Batman is just an insult to their previous Arkham games that they claim this game was set in that same universe. Nevertheless, she goes on and says this: Rocksteady Studios' co-founders and studio heads also departed the company back in 2022. Rocksteady is a shell of the company it used to be, and we saw this happen recently with Embracer Group and Volition, a company that had 30 years of experience under their belt, and it sounds as though Warner Brothers is planning to pull the plug on Rocksteady too. That's exactly what happened with Volition after their disastrous Saints Row game that came out last year. Embracer Group shut it down. They shut the company down. It was also full of woke ideology. They were insulting to their customers. All kinds of disasters, and Embracer Group ended up shutting down. Not only did Embracer Group end up shutting down Volition, but they are ending their own company. It's being split into 3 parts. And obviously, I think Saints Row had a part in that because it clearly lost them a ton of money. Dark concludes saying this: they have no other games publicly announced, and there does not seem to be any confidence in them anymore. Even back in 2016, we got the Batman Arkham VR game that was developed by Rocksteady, and the new Batman Arkham Shadow VR game is being done by Camouflage. Only time will tell. Doesn't seem like the future is very bright for Rocksteady. And no, it doesn't. The next big thing that they have coming out is a gender-swapped Mr. Freeze that looks to be promoting transgender ideology. An image of the character was leaked to the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. And this is what the character looks like. Absolutely ugly. No chest, no hips, no curves, no nothing. Literally looks like a man, but they're going to claim that it is a woman. And why wouldn't they just put Mr. Freeze in the game anyways? Who cares about the Arkham canon? And you already ruined it by like having Batman get offed by Harley Quinn. You should have even like attached the game to the Arkham canon, but you did because you were trying to get cheap marketing points, and you maybe got a couple sales from it, but absolutely disastrous because you've destroyed the brand. This leak was shared to X by user Mangalawyer, and he criticized it for promoting transgender ideology. He says Rocksteady, the developers of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, transform Mr. Freeze into a non-binary Karen, they, them. This is wild. Obviously, you can see here that this image has been removed in response to a report from the copyright holder. That happened to me as well when I posted a thumbnail of a previous video I did that had this character's image in it. And it was removed by Warner Brothers, confirming that indeed this character is coming. And this character has been rumored for a while. We had this back in February from Miller Ross. There was a video making the rounds where a team playing Suicide Squad was fighting Brainiac, and Harley Quinn is like killed by Brainiac, and he says something to the effect of like, "I thought you would have been better than that, Freeze." Which they got they messed up the audio on that because clearly hinting that a character named Freeze was going to be showing up. Miller Ross says that it's going to be a character named Victoria Freeze, and it got mistorted and given to Harley by accident, basically confirming that Freeze is coming. And then they just released some new stuff that hints at Freeze is coming. There's like a section of the map where they go in, and it hints at Victoria Freeze showing up. So this doesn't look like it's going to excite anyone. Player base is significantly down. I mean, we're looking at 286 in the past 24 hours. No one is playing this game. And it's just the latest in a list of disasters for Sweet Baby Inc. Covered this earlier this week. Avalanche Studios laying off nearly 10% of its staff and closing its New York and Montreal locations. They are working with Sweet Baby Inc. on this game called Contraband. And we also know that we've seen this here. Mimimi Games shut down in August 2023. They also hired Sweet Baby Inc. to work on their game here, Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew. No longer exists anymore. Mimimi Games shut down. We know that Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment's Alan Wake 2, has not recouped its costs. So it is right now a financial loser as well. It's in the red. They also hired Sweet Baby Inc. to work on their game. Here is the recent business review from Remedy Entertainment. It says in February 2024, Remedy announced that Alan Wake 2 had sold 1.3 million units as of the beginning of February. Alan Wake 2 sales have continued with a high average price at the end of the first quarter. The game had recouped a significant part of the development and marketing expenses. So there you have it. Recouped significant part, not recouped all, has not made a profit yet. So that is a failure, despite them claiming that it's selling at a high price. You can also look at Tales of Kenzera Zao. This is the most recent game release that Sweet Baby Inc. was hired to be part of. In fact, the game's director was actually a partner with Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair and the company's co-founder, David Bedard, called Sucre Bebe, or Sweet Baby. It's filed in the UK. This game has been an utter disaster as well. 287 all-time peak, only 26 playing in the past 24 hours when I took this screenshot on June 4th. So I'm not sure what exactly it is now. My guess is it probably went even lower. And the sales estimates for that are between 11,800 and 14,900. I know the director has been saying like, oh, the sales were great, and he's trying to cite like Nintendo, the Nintendo Store, and other platforms. But I think it's very clear that no one is playing this game and no one is purchasing it. So, yeah, and then obviously Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. So, Sweet Baby Inc. racking up tons of disasters. If you are attached, if you hire this company, your game is ending up getting scrapped and potentially having your entire studio shut down. We've already seen that with Mimimi Games. We're seeing that with Avalanche Studios shutting down 2 of their offices. And now this rumor that Warner Brothers Discovery might be shutting down Rocksteady. So this is a big warning to video game developers that you should not be hiring companies like Sweet Baby Inc. You should not be promoting woke ideology. It leads to financial disaster. Gamers are not interested in playing games with woke ideology in it. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know what you make of this rumor. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.